Okay, if you are here, it is probably because either you or someone you know is struggling to get over their ex. And I'm going to show you the exact strategies to get over it by way of energy. Hi, I'm Callie, and welcome to my channel. If you have not yet subscribed, be sure to hit the button with the bell and be notified every time I launch a new video about breakups and transforming your life. So, what to do? I use this formula to help me and the women in the self-worth system to not only get over their ex, but to break through their old belief systems and to manifest a life of peace and abundance. And that's what I did, and that's the life I have now. I didn't just make it come to me. I had to do the work. And today I'm going to share the secrets about how. Step number one, understand your current belief systems are running on old programming. Okay, this is super important. If you're stuck on an ex right now and they're not with you, I think the first thing we need to ask is, why am I seeking somebody who ultimately doesn't want me? The answer isn't because of you. The answer often lies in a very deep rooted response and belief. We think that we need to earn love, as if we're not inherently worthy of it. Now, this subconscious feeling of just not deserving love, it creates an energetic pattern, and it causes us to attract emotionally unavailable partners. It causes us to self-sabotage. It causes us to have unhealthy connections with people, to beg, to choose to settle for less. And we don't feel satisfied or fulfilled in the relationship, but yet being in the relationship is less scary than being alone. And we kind of have to ask ourselves, why? Right? And the reason why is because our subconscious belief systems that were shaped in childhood, not just in childhood, that were shaped from our parents, their parents, from generations in our DNA and beyond, they shape what we feel that we deserve and what we ultimately attract. We don't attract what we want. We attract what we believe that we're worthy of, what is familiar to us, and what is aligned with our level of self-worth. So that means if your brain is wired to believe that love is conditional, it's distant, it's inconsistent, what's going to happen is you're going to continue to attract those same partners. And it's going to reinforce that belief. We have to take intentional action, and we have to do manual back end training in the brain. The brain is not us, and we need to understand that. The brain is something we can train to reprogram this wiring and to change our belief systems. So to change this, we have to reprogram our brain, and we need to hold new belief systems. This is not just about positive thinking or positive affirmations. This is about intentionally rewiring that subconscious brain that was shaped when our brain was developing in early childhood and before that, and rewiring those beliefs that drive your actions. So when we do this, what we're doing is we're raising this thing called our energetic frequency. Everything is frequency, and what we emit, we attract. Okay, so until you shift what you feel, how you feel about yourself at like the core level, you're going to continue to attract that in return. The same patterns, not just in love, but in life, career, our level of satisfaction, our level of fulfillment, family, the list goes on. Starts now. The first thing we need to do is to become aware of what belief systems that we're actually cultivating in the brain, what we are attracting. And when we start catching ourselves taking action, running on thought patterns that are based on old wiring belief systems, that's when we're going to be able to start to change them. So the first step is to figure out those belief systems and to become super clear on what it is that we are attracting. If you can relate to this, share an experience that you've had where you were attached and attracted to an ex that really reflected your ingrained belief systems of what you're worth. Comment below. Step 2. Create a new vision for yourself by overriding these old belief systems with a new vision for how you want to live your life. Your old belief systems are currently running the show, but the cool thing is You have the power and the ability to override them. It is the only reason why people go from hitting rock bottoms to becoming this incredibly successful, happy, abundant person. They don't do that because they're running on the same belief systems. They had to change them, and it didn't happen overnight. It was persistent dedication to not wanting to live the life that was running on belief systems that they didn't have control over creating. This is what I want you to do. So, right now, the brain thinks that you are only worthy of the life that you have had up to this point. What if we could reprogram it to believe that we are worth something greater? What would change? What would that look like in our life if that was possible? This is where we want to go with the brain. What we think about, we become. Bottom line, everything that we think about, that's our personality, that's who we are. So the moment that you feel even a spark of excitement or desire or something that you really want, write that down. Think about it. Create those visions, override those old patterns, and tell yourself, I am going to bring this into life. This is what I want my future to look like. When we start to feel big feelings like excitement, motivation, drive, even for a minute, these big feelings are telling the brain that this is important, and it's going to start to work to make those things happen. That's why repetition is so critical. So, picture your most peaceful, fulfilling life. Picture your dream job. Picture you volunteering and making a difference somewhere that you've been dreaming of. Picture your perfect partnership. Picture you as your best self. What are you doing? Where are you? Who are you with? And instead of immediately thinking that's not possible for me, override that with how can I get there? What do I need to do? Just start dreaming about it, feeling into it, and telling the brain this is possible for me. The important part here is two things. One is timing, two is feeling. We don't just sit there and think about it without feeling. It's the feeling that drives the importance in the brain. It's why the feeling of excitement, peace, love, abundance, these high frequency emotions are going to change the brain. They're going to change those patterns. And so when we don't feel, it doesn't happen. So the goal here, the first thing we need to do is practice feeling what it would be like in that life. Practice feeling what your most abundant self would look like. Practice being in that relationship, waking up next to them. Picture the way that you deserve to be treated. Picture all of that and feel it. How does it feel in the body? How does it feel in the soul, in who you are? That's what builds those neural pathways. The second thing is timing. We can make the most change to our subconscious brain when we're open to it. And most of the day, we're running on our to-do lists, our tasks, we're running on a different mode. And we need to tap into the brain when it's awake and open to change in the subconscious mind. And the best time to do that is first thing in the morning and before bed. So that's when we start to relax. We start to tap into that parasympathetic nervous system and things start to absorb. We can't do that when we're in a heightened state. So the best time to do this and to really spend time feeling into this is first thing in the morning or when you go to bed. So those two things, remember, do your visioning, feel into it, and remember your timing before bed, first thing in the morning to shape your day. When your belief system shifts, the actions start to follow. And that leads us to step 3. Reinforce those new neural pathways by creating an action plan. The life you want might happen through feeling, but it's going to be a long road and a big stumble until you create an action plan for yourself. And that doesn't mean controlling the circumstances and controlling who exactly you're with and where exactly you are. It's in controlling the frequency you emit so that you can attract that back in return. When your desires go out into the world, trust me, it's out there. But it's up to you to act as if you are the person that deserves those things. So this is where we're in step 3. What actions are you going to take? Who are you going to be? How are you going to treat others? What steps are you going to take? Where are you scared that you're going to step outside the box? Starting to think about the action steps that we can take as if we were that person that emulates our vision, that's what's going to get us to the next level. And soon we're going to be looking back at our ex or that person that we were attracted to, and we're going to wonder why we were attracted to them in the first place. Because we're going to develop so much self-confidence and self-worth in this process that we're going to be looking back going, wow, look how far I've grown. And we're going to be too busy, wrapped up in the vision that we're creating for ourselves to have time to have sadness and pity over the past. That's where we're going in step 3. So what you want to do is you want to create an action plan. You want to build real habits that align with the future that you want and who that person is that you are going to become. Maybe you're attracting the same person. Maybe you're attracting your ex, but maybe they've transformed. Maybe it's someone entirely new. You don't know who that person's going to be, but what you do know is you're going to be able to attract and hold that frequency. And that's what matters. So in this, we must let go of control, and we have to have trust in the process. The universe does not respond well to force. Think of any time in the past where you tried to force a situation. I was going to swear, where you were going to force a situation and it didn't work. That's because the universe doesn't like it. The more we try to control who or when or what we want and how to get it, the more resistance we're creating to that process. So think about the things you are in control of. Your response. So control that. Put all your control into how you respond. That is going to give you just skyrocketed growth in yourself. And the moment you stop resisting and the moment you start actually learning, these shifts start happening. It gets really exciting. Commit to yourself. And when this happens, your frequency changes and the things that you've always been waiting for are now going to start to unfold in ways that you never imagined. You are the creator of your reality. You just have to want it and believe it. So now my question comes back to you. How do you feel after watching this video? How do you feel? Even if you feel a little bit of motivation, excitement, desire, any of these feelings, you're on the right track. If you want to keep this going, book a call with me. It's a free discovery call, and we'll see if you've got the drive and the determination to join the self-worth system. This is a place where I not only help you see your worth, but I give you the tools to gain so much self-confidence that you break through those old self-worth ceilings and you attract the love and life you truly deserve. And be sure to subscribe to my channel to watch out for new videos that I will be launching moving forward every Thursday to give you everything that you need in order to become your best self and realize what